The first story was sent to me by someone named Caleb. He said this happened when he was 19, during his first year of college. Caleb was renting a small basement apartment under an old house in Ohio. The place was cheap, quiet, and honestly a little depressing. The ceilings were low, the windows were small, and there was only one bathroom. The bathroom mirror covered almost the entire wall above the sink. He told me that from the first week he moved in, something about that mirror felt off. He couldn't explain it. It was just a normal mirror. But every time he brushed his teeth at night, he felt like he was being watched. Not from behind him, from inside the mirror. One night around 1:40 a.m., Caleb was getting ready for bed. He had just finished studying and felt exhausted. The basement was silent except for the hum of the old air vent. He stood in front of the sink, brushing his teeth, staring at his reflection. That's when he noticed something strange. His reflection looked slightly delayed. It was subtle. When he moved his hand, the reflection followed, but not instantly. It was like it lagged behind by half a second. He stopped moving. The reflection stopped too. He waved his hand quickly in front of his face. This time, it matched perfectly. Caleb laughed at himself and blamed it on being tired. But then he leaned closer to the mirror, and his reflection didn't. His reflection stayed back, still standing upright, still staring straight ahead. Caleb said his stomach dropped immediately. He slowly stepped backward. This time, the reflection copied him perfectly. He stood there frozen, staring at himself. "Okay, that's not funny," he whispered to the empty room. He told himself it was just his imagination, maybe the lighting, maybe stress. He shut off the bathroom light and went to bed. But as he lay there in the dark, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. About 10 minutes later, he heard a faint sound. It sounded like a soft tap, coming from the bathroom. He held his breath. It wasn't loud. It wasn't aggressive. It sounded like a fingernail gently tapping on glass. He slowly sat up in bed and stared at his bedroom door. The tapping stopped. He didn't sleep that night. The next morning, he checked the bathroom. Nothing was out of place, except for one thing. On the mirror, right at eye level, there were 3 faint marks, like someone had dragged their fingernails down the glass from the inside. Caleb moved out 2 weeks later. He said the tapping continued every night, but only after he turned off the lights. The second story comes from a woman named Erica. This happened when she was 12 years old. Erica grew up in a small town in upstate New York. Her parents' house was old, built sometime in the early 1900s. Her bedroom had a tall standing mirror in the corner. It faced her bed directly. She hated that mirror. Every night, before going to sleep, she would turn it slightly so it didn't face her. One night she forgot. Around 3 a.m., she woke up suddenly. She didn't know why. Her room was completely dark except for a faint glow from the street light outside. That's when she noticed it. The mirror was facing her again. She clearly remembered turning it toward the wall. Her heart started racing. She slowly pushed herself up on her elbows and stared at the mirror. She could see her bed in the reflection. She could see herself sitting there. But there was something else. Standing beside her bed, in the reflection, a tall, thin shape, right next to her. Stor. She couldn't see its face clearly. It looked almost like a shadow, but it was too solid to be a shadow. She turned her head quickly to look beside her. There was nothing there. She looked back at the mirror. The figure was still standing next to the bed, and it was leaning closer to her reflection. Erica said she couldn't breathe. She squeezed her eyes shut for a few seconds. When she opened them again, the mirror was normal. No figure, no movement. She jumped out of bed, grabbed the mirror, and dragged it into the hallway. The next morning, she told her parents. They brushed it off as a nightmare. But here's the part that still scares her. A week later, her mother asked her something strange. "Why did you move the mirror?" her mom asked. Erica told her the whole story again. Her mom went quiet. Then she said, That mirror was in the attic for years. The previous owner said her daughter refused to sleep in a room with it. So, Erica never put that mirror back in her room. Years later, after her parents sold the house, she found out something disturbing. The previous owner's daughter had claimed she used to see someone standing beside her bed, only in the mirror. The third story was sent in anonymously. The person said this happened during a road trip. He had stopped at a small motel somewhere in rural Nevada. He didn't even remember the name of the place. It was just one of those old roadside motels with flickering neon lights. His room was basic: a bed, a TV, and a large mirror mounted on the wall across from the bed. After driving all day, he was exhausted. He took a shower, turned off the lights, and lay down. As he closed his eyes, he noticed something. The bathroom light was still on. He clearly remembered turning it off. He got up, walked into the bathroom, and shut it off. When he stepped back into the bedroom, he froze. In the mirror across the room, he could see himself standing in the doorway. But the reflection wasn't matching his movement. It was still standing in the bathroom, with the light on behind it. He looked over his shoulder. The bathroom was dark. He slowly looked back at the mirror. The reflection stepped forward, out of the bathroom, into the bedroom, but he hadn't moved. He said every hair on his body stood up. The reflection tilted its head slightly, then it smiled. A slow, unnatural smile. He stumbled backward and fell onto the bed. When he blinked, the mirror showed the correct image again. For fall Benaries fall me. The bathroom was dark. The room was empty. He didn't sleep at all. At sunrise, he packed his things and left immediately. But before he drove away, he looked up at the second-floor window of his room. From outside, in the daylight, he could clearly see the mirror on the wall, and in it, he saw someone standing inside the room, watching him, but he had already checked out. The room was supposed to be empty. If you enjoy stories like this, make sure you subscribe to Horror Stories.